This little stretch of roadway we call Main Street is replete with history. You'll be given a glimpse into the past that might open your eyes to the truly fascinating happenings in this quiet town down the years. This program is about the history of Main Street. Many associated with the tour are actors portraying historical characters with the homes on Main Street in Somerset, Massachusetts. 23 Main Street, the Isaac Pierce House, circa 1847. This home is known as a Greek Revival Georgian home. Isaac Pierce was in the West Indies trade and operated a local store. 93 Main Street, built on the site of Jeremiah Bauer's sunken garden, used as a guest house for visitors to 107 Main Street. There's an interesting mystery about this house. It stems from two incidents that caused the highway department some concern. It was when Charlie Lacerda was foreman. He was called one morning and told a section of the roadway on Main Street had collapsed. Curiously, there had been no violent rainstorms or other natural disturbances of any kind. The cave-in had occurred at the end of the dirt driveway before 93 Main Street, and the strangeness was the fact that Charlie was looking at a man-made opening, a tunnel running toward the house. The tunnel had wood framing as far as Charlie could see. Nobody cared to venture in either direction toward the house or under the roadway, so Charlie had the cavity filled and the road repaired. There are at least 3 reasons for the tunnel from the house to the river. It could be for smuggling, the Underground Railroad, or, not as exciting, it could have been a sewer line for human waste that a slave could walk through and clean out on a regular basis. 107 Main Street, Captain Daniel Brayton Eddy House. The Poplars, circa 1845. Greek Revival. Architect Daniel Shove of Dighton. The sunken garden, actually built by Jeremiah's son John, fronted the home and 93 Main Street. Tropical fruits and vegetables raised in hothouses year-round. Captain Daniel Brayton Eddy was the last of the old-time deep-sea sailors. On a morning, he'd stand on the shore before his home, observing traffic on the river. A young neighbor, desiring to show his expertise in handling a small sailboat, performed a few maneuvers in a brisk wind. When he came ashore, he approached the captain and asked, "What do you think?" The captain, always a man of few words, looked down on him and said, "Don't take any passengers." 143 Main Street, the Enoch T. Bowers House, circa 1780, a Georgian home. Enoch was a shipbuilder in the Bowers tradition. 159 Main Street, circa 1780, Georgian with Victorian alterations. It is believed this was the home of one of the Bowers sisters. A replica has been raised in its place in the year 2004. 247 Main Street, the Henry Bowers House, circa 1742 with 1860 additions. Georgian with Italian features. Considered one of the finest homes in Somerset. Henry was a patriot serving the country's cause in the Revolution. He lost his New York warehouse and most of the 100 vessels attributed to him through fire and seizure during that war. The home was built for Henry by his father Jonathan. John A. Burgess, famous clipper ship captain, also lived at 247 Main Street. He was the first master of the Somerset-built clipper Governor Morton and supervised its building. The home recently took a little journey to a new foundation a little closer to the street. 274 Main Street, Office of Upper Works of the Mount Hope Iron Company, fronts the site of Davis and Simmons Shipyard, early 1800s. James M. Hood Shipyard, 1849 to 1855, built 29 vessels, 9 of them clipper ships. It ended when fire consumed a bark on the ways, his home, buildings, and storage piles, virtually wiping out his investment. This building has also been the Mount Hope Ironworks, 1873 to 1906, served as town offices in 1920s and 1930s, town's highway and water department, 1940s to 1970s. Today, it houses Somerset Access Television. .329 Main Street, the Benjamin Bowers House, 1740, Georgian. One of the homes Jonathan Bowers built for 6 of his 7 sons. Benjamin and Henry took over management of the Bowers shipyard following Jonathan's death. .335 Main Street. Besides many incarnations, 335 Main Street is most famous for being one of the sites of the village post office. 373 Main Street. This colonial was built in 1780. It was altered circa 1840 by a door with Greek Revival features such as heavy lintels and sidelights. The 2 sisters, Jane and Izana Walker, who lived at this address in the early years of the 20th century, plied their home trade of doll making. On good drying days, the neighbors could watch the newly painted dolls dangling from the backyard clothesline. Little girls loved the softness which made the doll cuddly, a distinct departure from other dolls of the era, which were made of wood and papier-mâché or porcelain. The sisters would be astounded to know their humble handiwork now claims in the thousands of dollars from worldwide collectors. The product is still known today as the Jane Walker doll. 388 Main Street, originally Sam's Staple Store, Owen J. Egan's Market, then Greenfront Grocery Store. On its second floor, the Pioneer Lodge of Masons met in the music hall. In the rear of 388 Main Street was a building which housed the Brilliant Polish Company and the original music hall until destroyed by fire. 585 Main Street. This home had an unusual past. There was a belief that had widespread credence in the not-too-distant past. There were evil spirits that sought entry into the home. They were turned away by a simple but effective action. They always entered through the southeast corner of the foundation through any hole, large or small. To thwart them, people made a hole in the foundation and placed therein a clay jar. It was the same size as a quart milk bottle with the neck cut off and of the same diameter. This was inserted into the outer wall with the open end facing out and cemented firmly in place. This last action was important because if you had visitors, they made a ruckus. The evil spirits saw this ideal-looking opening, flew in and hit the bottom of the bottle, getting nowhere. They would throw a tantrum, get frustrated, and fly out to never return. One of these jars has found a resting place at the Somerset Historical Society. 616 Main Street. This saltbox home was originally a 4-room central chimney colonial built in 1721. In the late 1700s, the lean-to was added. This home is quite faithful to its original design. Jonathan Bowers built homes for 6 of his 7 sons. This was built for Benanuel, a shipwright like his father. It is locally known as the Captain Andrews home, since the captain lived there for 62 years. I'm John Bell Shea, and we hope you have enjoyed the Somerset, Massachusetts tour of historic Main Street. For more information on historic Somerset, please contact the Somerset Historical Society, located on High Street in Somerset, Massachusetts. For more information on this program and programs like it, please contact Somerset Access Television